Hey guys, it's Kat and I'm back today for a quick lip swatch video and probably arm swatch video too. Let's face it, I can't avoid the arm swatches, but I'm sitting in a slightly different position. Usually I sit down there with the cats, but I wanted to chase the light and get a better lighting setup for these lip swatches. So what I'm swatching today are the new shades of the Fantastick lipsticks from Linda Hallberg. So I was sent these, I was very lucky. I actually got a double up accidentally in my PR pack, so I've had to borrow Pop from Hayley. So thanks Hayley for lending me Pop. So Linda Hallberg released these originally, like the first 5 shades last year, and then they've added to the range. So what I'll probably do as well is swatch all 10 shades because I do own, I think, 3 of the last shades and I borrowed a couple of Hayley's to complete the set. So I'm going to be able to swatch these 5 new ones on my lips and do arm swatch of the whole 10 shades. So if you've never heard about these before, they're essentially like a sort of glossy lipstick. I'm wearing one today. I'm wearing one from the old collection, Pink Opal. So they're sort of like a glossy lipstick. It gives you a bit of a tint, but a lot of shine and a lot of moisture. It's got SPF 15 and you can use them on your lips or your cheeks. So these colors can double up as a cheek color. So for example, if you want to go like a monochrome look and go coral on the lips and a tiny bit of coral on the cheeks, you can totally do that. And I much prefer these as a lip product, but I have tried them as a cheek product before and they do blend really nicely into the skin if you like that type of thing. Me personally, cream products generally disrupt my base, so I avoid them, but I did find just with a bit of a tapping motion, these applied really nicely. So the design of the packaging is the same as the last one, so they're like metal and they're quite sturdy. The difference is that the newer ones have more of an orange design or a red design, I think it's orange, whereas the other ones had a black detailing on it. I'll run through the shades really quickly. There's a shade Extra, which is like a transparent color with a bit of shimmer in it. So this was designed because they had a lot of requests to make like a clear one, but with a little bit of sparkle. So that's Extra. One that I'm really super excited for is Famous, which is a cool toned sort of nudie, like a nudie beige, which is really pretty. These are colors that I love reaching for. I'm also really excited to try the shade I Die, which is a really vibrant coral. It's beautiful. Next is the shade Cultured, which is like a burnt orange. This is a really gorgeous shade as well. On camera, it looks a little bit more red, but it's definitely more of a burnt orange in person. And lastly, we have the shade Pop, which is a really sort of vibrant magenta pink. All right, so I've just taken my lip product off and I'm going to first apply the shade Extra. So this is the clear with the shimmer. So these are really, they're not sticky. They're like a balm, like a tinted balm. So this just gives a shine to the lips and it does add a little bit of sparkle, but nothing super noticeable. It just looks really juicy and healthy. And if you like a sort of balm highlighter, you could also use this as a balm highlighter. Not my favorite way to wear it. I'll stick to wearing it on my lips, but yeah, it's just a nice, clear, shiny, really nice, comfortable. I feel like the scent has a bit of a vanilla-y sort of feel to it, but it's nothing too strong. It's not heavily fragranced at all, which is really, really nice. It's just a nice basic color. I'm really excited for the shade Famous because I love sort of cool tone nudes and I particularly love these sort of glossy formulas in a nude color because I reach for them more often. They just look really nice, really easy to throw on, put them in your handbag. If you're wearing a bold eye, they pair really nicely with a bold eye, or they just pair really nicely with a soft, like minimal makeup look. They're really versatile. So I'm really excited. Just put it on, Kat. All right, I really love that color. It looks really sort of nourishing on the lips, but it also adds a little bit of a hint of nude brown, which I love. I love nudie browns, and their last range, they had mainly nudie pinks or sort of purpley colors. I didn't really have like a true nude brown. I love this. I'm gonna wear this all the time. It's very beautiful, matches my cardigan. All right, the other shade I'm super excited for is I Die, which is that bright coral. I love these. Oh, this color is gorgeous. So that is a gorgeous shade. It's not super bold, like it is a bold color, but it's not so opaque that you can't see the lips through it. So it's just like a really vibrant, beautiful coral. It would be really fun for summer. This is one I'm going to wear a lot in summer. But one thing I find sort of interesting about these, like if you compare them to traditional tinted balms, so like for example, I did a lip swatch video on the ColourPop tinted balms. They were more like a lip balm with a bit of tint of color. They wear down really fast. These are more like a really glossy, hydrating balm lipstick hybrid. So they do wear a little bit better. They feel a little bit more substantial on the lips, and they wear just a lot better. So I think these are more flattering. They're more expensive, but I do actually prefer these over just a traditional tinted balm. These are like a weird hybrid that are really, really beautiful. All right, even though the order of what I sort of showed them in, I mentioned the orange first, I sort of want to be left with the orange on my lips because I think it's just going to suit what I'm wearing a little bit more. So I'm going to go in with Pop, which is the pink. So pink. Oh yeah, this just shows that it's a lipstick. It's like just a really shiny, comfortable lipstick. It's definitely very bold. So yeah, again, very bold, really gorgeous, not completely opaque because you can sort of see that there's lips underneath, but there's enough pigment in this to give a really bold sort of even effect, even though it's not an opaque finish. They're really, really beautiful. This is a really beautiful color too. Now for the orange ones, this is Cultured. And it's funny because you go to put them on, you're like, oh yeah, lip balm, go put one on. But then when you realize as you're putting it on that you're like, no, these are lipsticks. I need to be careful with them because they're pigmented, and if you apply them badly, you can see it, but they've got that sort of beautiful ease of application that a lip balm has. Oh, I love this color. All right, so that's the orange one, and I really do like it. I think it's a really beautiful color. What I would probably do with these sort of brighter colors is if I wanted to make sure that they applied really, really precisely, I would probably use a lip liner just before, like really, really lightly, just outline my lips and draw them in a tiny bit. Not because the pigmentation needs it, but because these are more of a slippery sort of movable formula because they're very hydrating. So sometimes you can sort of find that you're going out of the lines of your lips without really knowing it. If you wanted these to be really precise, I'd probably go with a lip liner underneath. And if you're wondering how these wear, I haven't actually tried these ones as like a wear test, but I have used the other ones and they wear a lot better than a lip balm. But of course, if you eat and drink, they're going to transfer. But what's really nice about them is because they stay quite emollient. So they're not sticky, but they stay quite movable. You can actually like press your lips together and they fade really evenly. So this I'm going to wear out today, and I no doubt after a coffee this is going to start fading down. But if I press my lips together and do one of these, you know that definitely you'll get a lot of even spread of the color, so it fades down pretty nicely. So that's what I've noticed with these. I personally, even though I really like these colors and I'm going to reach for these, especially in summer, especially that coral, God, it's beautiful. I do find that I reach for the nudes a little bit more because when they do wear down, you don't really notice them as much. They're just so much easier to throw on without having to be careful of your lip line. But if you like this like luscious, comfortable, shiny look, these lip products are really beautiful. And I love that they've got SPF 15 because you need to protect your lips. All right, so I'm going to leave now by doing an arm swatch so you can see the new shades versus the original shades, which are permanent. So if you liked some of those shades instead, they're still available. All right, so you just saw the swatches on the arm, and I just thought I'd point out a few things that I noticed between the newer ones and the older shades. Firstly, the newer shades tend to build up the color a lot faster. So I think the colored ones in this range are designed to be a little bit more bold. So like, for example, the orange only takes a couple of swipes to build to sort of like full pigmentation. Whereas with the original 5 shades, you have to sort of build it up even more. Now there's definitely pros and cons to both. I think with the original formula, you could sort of put a layer on, have it quite sheer, and then build up with the intensity. Whereas I think with these ones, the intensity is almost there as soon as you put it on, except for maybe the nude, which you can build up. When it comes to these sort of shades, if you do want them to be a little bit more toned down, you might want to like blot them down or get like paper towel and blot them down a little bit to get a more sort of softer look. But the colored ones from the new range do seem to be a little bit more bold. I really like this faded down one too. Another thing I noticed was it seemed like the original 5 were a lot glossier. They all feel very similar on the lips and look very glossy on the lips, but it just seems like swatched, those ones looked a lot more shiny and more balmy, but they feel the same. So I just wanted to point out those differences because I thought they were interesting when I was swatching. I was like, oh, they're actually seem a little bit different, but they're all really nice. So I just wanted to thank Linda Hallberg for sending these over because I love the first one, so I was really happy to try the new ones, and I love some of these fun shades. They're really awesome. So thank you so much. If you enjoyed that, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.